Right, welcome back to Morning Live. And as I mentioned to you earlier before we took a break, we want to talk about education and entrepreneurship among the youth. And the guest today is actually Dr. George Njenga from Strathmore Business School. And karibu sana. And sorry about the confusion this morning.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
No problem.
I apologize.
No problem. Now, what's the state of the current higher education in the country? Are you confident with the fact that now the youth have this quest to get knowledge and education, and also with the fact that they want knowledge, the cost of education itself? How can you say about that?
The cost of education is still very high for very many people. And secondly, there lacks connection between the government and the industry and the university in a vast number of cases. So we have universities that are really struggling to offer courses.
Okay.
But as you saw in the last report about 2 months ago, most of the courses are not leading to significant output or skills.
Yeah, so they want to be scrapped, actually.
So, they have to clean them up.
Okay.
But it's not a question of cleaning them up.
Okay.
It's a question of linking them to the needs of the country, to the needs of society, to the needs of business.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Interesting. Now, what makes a Strathmore Business School stand out from the rest?
I actually say that what makes Strathmore Business School stand out are the people themselves. The only thing that Strathmore Business School does is to be open. So people can come and ask for things. The needs of the market can dictate what the lecturers teach.
Absolutely.
All right. So we are constantly in touch with the government. We are constantly in touch with the industry. Many business people come there to showcase their businesses. Many business people come to mentor the students. Many business people tell us where we are weak in our graduate. And then on our side as teachers and lecturers, or what we do is simply to create that environment of good skills, good moral upbringing, or rather moral environment, good ethical issues, discipline and character in work. We help our students know that they're the leaders of their organizations in about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, sure.
So if they don't spruce up, they won't get a job.
Okay. Now, when you talk about the values,
Yes.
we've had Strathmore have this foundation of Opus Dei, you said
Yes.
Scriva,
Yes.
really strict in some way.
Yes.
And how has it changed the whole platform as far as now dissemination of knowledge, education is concerned, the institution?
Okay, the spirit of Opus Dei that came right at the beginning of the concept of Strathmore in 1961 has a very simple theory behind it, or very simple principle behind it.
Okay.
The principle is this, that because we are children of God, where the best way for us to be children of God is to work well, to be there in the middle of our families, taking care of our families very deeply, really loving each son, each daughter. Now that's very hard in this life of ours.
Yeah, sure.
And because it is hard, the struggle to do it well is a Christian struggle.
Okay.
The struggle of waking up every day to love your child, to love your husband, to love your wife, to get up to work, to do all the chores around you that require you to develop first your family, then the society around you,
Sure.
is a tough job. And that is where Christianity really is demonstrated. But not only Christianity, you'll notice that even amongst the Muslims, amongst the Hindus, it's the same teaching.
Sure.
Somehow along the way people give up. Yes. So Opus Dei always trains us that the way to be a good person and to be holy is right there in the middle of your daily struggles. That is where you have to be a Christ. That is where you have to be a good Christian. Yes.
Amazing. Now, when you compare education and talent, we've had a lot of debate in this country where people are focusing on one, some are focusing on both. Sometimes they tell you you'll be a master of none, but still, how can you tell us more about now education system and then the talent management in this country?
Okay, so talent comes from your parents, from the upbringing. Somehow God has already put that gift in you. And it is those around you, closest to you, who love you, who see who you are, especially people like your mother, sometimes your father. But mainly your mother and those people and teachers around you who've worked near you. The problem is that that talent very many times is not discerned in the right way because of lack of knowledge. All right. So, for instance, you go to secondary school and the teachers, excuse me, see you very good and bright. So they list this, they put and inspire in you. You have to be a doctor. You have to be an engineer. You have to be a pharmacist. You have to be an accountant or a finance guy. You have the others who dream very much about being pilots and aeronautical engineers and all that sort of thing. Or ICT nowadays. All right, that's another reality. Wrong. First of all, now we have very many ways of knowing what talents you may be good at. There are methodologies of you to search that. Teachers have to increase their formation about the industry and the different professions that are there. So, for instance, one of the most highly paying at the middle level of society and business is dressmaking and clothing. That's one of the highest paying jobs.
It's true.
Right. I went to M-Pesa Foundation Academy and I saw young girls in Form 3, I think it was Form 3 years, who've made a company and they're making nice carpets for doors. And now right next to them were young people who are making shoes. All right. That's another big business. Farming is a big business. But farming can cost you so much and give you nothing.
When you're not prepared.
When you don't know what to do about it.
Even the weather.
So, for instance, that is one of the courses we are offering at Strathmore Business School, how to do good farming. What are the things you can do? How can you export even from your 20-acre farm? Yes. So there are those people who go to beauty and cosmetics and hairdressing. There are those people who go into engineering, repairing of mobile phones, radios, televisions, programming. Right now, there was somebody who was saying the other day from Nigeria that I need about 70 software developers. We can, actually we don't even need an A, so long as we are so interested in programming. There are very many jobs of programmers across the world. So I can continue and continue about them. There are people who are, for instance, doing agri-processing. For instance, how do you, I see many people with sugarcane pieces on the road. How do you move ahead and prepare one of the best Nigerian drinks? And that is to crush it into juice and add a little bit of ginger or masala and then cool it down in the middle of that heat of Nairobi sometimes. That is the best drink. But people want to get white-collar jobs. I don't know.
I'm actually getting to that. White-collar jobs. Graduates who come out of campus and they feel like they deserve some sort of respect out here in terms of even the positions they're given. Now, you hear a graduate denies a position because of the amount of money it pays. Of course, our organizations have their structures. They have to start with a given figure. Then you grow up the ranks as you progress as far as your pay is concerned. Why having a lot of youth who are coming out of school do not want to work, actually, because of the pay?
Because they are cheated.
Is it a culture in school?
It's a culture around them in their upbringing. That is, they have all these people who seem to have big jobs and big pays. It is not the bad part of the political environment. There is a good part of the political environment. But there is a bad part of the political environment that seems to say you have to make money whichever way. There are those people who don't know that money is not plucked on trees. It's a lot of hard sweat. But because of the bad example, they want money quickly. So they imagine that their worth. Somebody told me the other day, quoting the founder of Opus Dei, said, the best business you can do is to buy people at what their actual worth is.
That's Jose Maria Escriva.
Yes, Jose Maria Escriva. Buy people at what their worth really is and
Okay.
sell them at what they think they are worth.
Okay.
That's the biggest business in the world. Many people overestimate their capabilities. Many people don't struggle very hard and work very hard, disciplined, delivering a product that is globally accepted. And we can do it here in Africa. That's the reality.
Yeah. Now, when you talk about educational competition, whereby institution X and Y are competing for intakes.
Yes.
So the quality of education can be compromised with that, where you want more numbers, but you don't have the capacity to offer this type of education.
Yes.
Now, what can you say about the system in Kenya? Because as much as you want to scrap some courses, there's the gap of numbers versus the money. Our education system is slowly being commercialized, or already it's commercialized.
Yeah, because there's a huge population that wants training. And many times it is mal-informed or misinformed. They think that the only place they can be trained in is to go to university. Whereas I know electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and even building good, trustworthy car mechanics, having good mechanics for your car who are trustworthy. That is probably what some of the most lucrative jobs. But again, you know, each person is each person. And now let us look at it from the point of view of population, all right? I figure that from our school system we have about 400,000 people, 300 to 400,000 people who can go either to technical schools or university, higher technical schools or university. Technical University of Kenya or things like that, Technical University of Mombasa. They don't know about them. The numbers in those classes are very few. The management of the universities sometimes is quite lacking. Okay. We don't have as many lecturers as we want, as we would like to have. All right. So point number one. The movement from those who are capable of going into university and higher technical schools is not efficient. So in fact, universities don't talk to secondary schools as they don't talk to universities, as they don't talk to government and industry. There is a disconnect. All right. And many schools don't teach. Now, the second thing is the following. If you ask most students what they want to do, they are confused. So there is no career guidance in the secondary school. So that causes another inefficiency. The third thing, there is this misconception that a white-collar job is good. And to some extent, there is some rationale to it. We need very many workers in the industries that we have. We need white-collar workers, we need blue-collar workers. But we also need entrepreneurs. And these are the people who see a need in society and start working on it. And nowadays, with the sorts of cash availability for different things, it's imperative to understand that we can do it. There are possibilities. It's difficult. Do not doubt that. But we can do it. And I am saying that with very many examples of people I've seen. I've seen guys do all sorts of crazy things. It's amazing from their entrepreneurial spirit. But again, if you don't want a technical training job that is how to make this table properly, we have to import it from China. Why? Is there anything around me here, like this carpet, that is actually made in Kenya? This seat, this cushion, this jacket I am wearing, this tie I am wearing, this microphone I'm talking to, the glasses I am wearing, the hair dye I put on my head, the comb I use. All those things are needs of society. Is it true that we don't have our young men and women who can do these things well enough here?
Absolutely.
Are we together?
I
think we should try a little bit better.
We should. Now, finally, your advice to the hungry youth. You know the statistics about unemployment really disheartening in this country. Now, your advice to these youth who've gone to school, but now there's this pride not to take up responsibilities even in society, and also the erosion of tertiary institutions. What's your advice to the youth who are now trying to make it up there, now adding to these statistics, but at the end of the day, they've gone to school?
It's a long journey to success, and it starts with a lot of many years of hard work. There is no two ways about that. I have a young man near me who you know, is a graduate of a university. After working with him as a young assistant for quite some time, I started studying his capability, and I realized this guy is not good where he is. But I didn't know where he was going to be, what his talent was. Ultimately, I found out that he was very good in managing farms.
Wow.
Though he had done business and commerce.
Okay.
Right now, he's probably going to run one of the biggest companies in the next few years around here in Nairobi. What happened? Well, what happened is that somebody took care of him and showed him. If young people don't seek advice in the right places.
Destiny shaping, that is.
Yes. Unless you, and then for us older people, we must give chance to our people. A young man cannot decide that he, or a young woman, that they're going to go to a business and ask for a salary. Many times for even my own students in Strathmore, tell them, no, first of all, you go and learn how to work.
Sure.
Discipline yourself in that work. Produce, show yourself you are valuable to the company or to the business you are doing. Okay. Once you show yourself you are valuable, then that is the time to ask for your price. Because if you are really valuable, they will pay you. Okay. Now, if they don't pay you, somebody else will pay you because he or she sees your value.
It's true that.
The problem is that most of us think it's an easy way to life. It's not easy. It's a very tough life. Yeah.
Okay.
And let's not even think about those who are born in riches. Those are even worse, because they grow up thinking that happiness is reveling in the riches that their parents have, only to arrive at the age of 40 and they are drunk without any skill.
Yes, true.
Can't keep a family. So fine, you have money, but your life is quite useless. Good and happy life is very demanding. So we have to really work hard. And I think God will bless that hard work.
Amen.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming, Dr. George Njenga. It's been a very insightful, motivational, also as far as your learning, it's been very motivational. Of course, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
And please let them keep the values at Strathmore Business School.
Thank you.
I'm very sure success is has no shortcut, of course.
No
as you
shortcut.
mentioned. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you to everybody.
All right. We're not taking a short break now. When you come back, you want to talk about cyberbullying. Charlotte Kigezo will be in studio shortly to take us through that. You know,